What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Gotham Season 4 video. So, the Comic-Con panel was last night, and we got quite a lot of new interesting information of where they're going to go in Gotham Season 4. And, well, the trailer, weirdly, was actually blocked in the UK, which is really stupid. It was a really long sizzle reel trailer, and then we had a bit at the end where we had the kind of catching up with everyone. We've got the Riddler encased in the iceberg lounge. We've got Scarecrow as well, fully suited up with his fear toxin. And I've got to say, he looks really cool. He looks really badass, to be honest. It looks like a really good costume. And we also as well had a lot of information as about to what they and where they will be going thematically and storyline wise in Season 4. So the start off, and what made me really want to make this video, is the fact that they are adapting one of my favourite comic books. It's like one of the earliest comic books I actually read, like superhero comics. Funny enough, the first comics I actually read was Archie, which I never thought Archie would be cool again, or ever, with Riverdale, but you know what, I'll digress. Riverdale 2 looks fucking sick. But what made me really interested was the fact that they are adapting The Long Halloween. Now, if you don't know what The Long Halloween is, now The Long Halloween was a absolutely fantastic story by Jeff Loeb, and what happens is basically we have a killer who only kills on holidays, so he's obviously dubbed the Holiday Killer. And this person was targeting members of the Falcone family, the Maroni family, just everyone. And it was absolutely causing chaos. We have a pre-Two-Face Harvey Dent. And then basically what happens is acid is thrown over Harvey Dent. And then he finally becomes Two-Face, which was pretty cool in this as well. And will we see a similar thing happen this time in the show? I'm not sure how much they're going to adapt this, but it played a big role in the Carmine family, of course, with Alberto being the son of Carmine, being the Holiday Killer. And we saw huge things happen. Things like the Riddler was actually spared on April Fool's Day, which was really cool as well. A nice little thing there where the Riddler was spared, but other people were torn down. And what I thought was really cool was at the end, we see him actually put into prison. He goes to Arkham Asylum, and he's put opposite Calendar Man, who obviously has a similar MO, a similar way of working. And I thought that was a really neat thing there. And I don't know if they're going to just swap the Long Halloween for Calendar Man. I think that would make that would kind of make sense, to be honest. You can introduce Calendar Man, but kind of adapt the Long Halloween storyline and use it for that, which would be really cool. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that would really work? However, we also have Batman Year One, which Batman Year One is kind of like the Flash rebirth for, of course, Batman, and this really does give him his origin story. And this does make sense. I think that I spoke in my video previously, the last Gotham video I did, which you can check out on my channel, about him actually, or Bruce, adapting and becoming Batman, and actually becoming this Batman Year One story, which I'm not really sure how they're going to actually work this out in the huge scheme of things. I'm not sure if that would really work. I mean, it is an origin story, but there is only so much you can actually do with that, because in Smallville, it took right till the end for him actually to become Superman. And do we want him to become an early version of Batman? Do we want this very early Batman Year One? Think, of course, the Batman in Batman Begins, because that really was the earlier version of Year One, a really nice adaptation of that storyline. But we're not really sure where this could actually go, because you've obviously got the Long Halloween. Will this actually lead into him being Batman? And I'm not really sure how I feel about Alfred kind of pushing him to become Batman, because in the trailer we hear him say that you can be the Mask and you can be Bruce Wayne. So get you a man that can do both, essentially there. Alfred is actually saying. So that's going to be like the latter half of the season. We're going to have the latter half of the season will actually be the Year One storyline. That's where they're leading into. So that's kind of going to have two halves. I think they're going to do a two-half thing where the first season will be the Long Halloween, and then we will get year 1 at the end. But of course, we've also got another character, another villain, a more of a recent villain, really, in the scheme of things. We're getting Professor Pig coming to Gotham, which I think does work. Having these kind of really fucked up, really disturbing characters for Gotham does actually work. So I think, weirdly, this kind of bizarre character does actually work, because Gotham is a terrible and scary place, even more so in the Gotham storyline, and they're not afraid to go to the weirdness. I mean, they had, obviously, Zaz, we had the Court of Owls as well, so we got very, very tough and gritty villains for this show. So I think that's going to be a nice little addition there. But the Long Halloween is going to, I think, be cool. I think we might see the return of, like, the mobs, the Falcones and all that. But what I probably predict them actually going to do, they're probably going to kill off different things. So whoever it is actually doing these killings, whoever will be the holiday killer, I expect they will be killing people from the Riddler's gangs, possibly from the Penguins. I know the Riddler's not around, but he's obviously going to come out of there, isn't he? He's going to be released. But we're also going to see people possibly from other gangs as well be killed. So I reckon that's the way they're going to adapt it. But that is it for this video. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.